And good morning. We are live here at the 51st Annual Laguna Beach Patriots Day Parade, live on KX 93.5, Laguna's only FM. I'm your host, Billy Freed, along with my co-host.
Hello, I'm Jason Feddy. Good morning. This is going to be really fun. The 51st Patriots Day Parade here in Laguna Beach, California. We're honoring citizens, artists. We're honoring members of the armed services. We're going to see floats going by, representation from all the various non-profit organizations in town, and the atmosphere is already building. It's really fun.
We're going to have a good time.
Yeah,
stick around. We're coming right back with the live parade. We're here with Laguna Beach's #1 Patriot, president of Laguna Beach Patriots Day Parade Association, Mr. Charlie Quilter. Good morning, Charlie.
Good morning, guys. Billy, it's great to be here with you. We've got another patent Laguna Beach Day. It's glorious weather. We've got close to 100 entries participating today, led by the Marine Band, very close to my heart, and some wonderful honorees.
And you're a former Patriot yourself, or I'm sorry, you are a Patriot, but well, we'll cut that.
No, you can't cut it. No, it's like being a former Marine. We don't like to use that.
But you have flown fighter missions yourself.
Yeah, I did. In Vietnam, and then I was in some other conflicts.
You were recruited back for the Iraq conflict as well, right?
Yeah, well, that was after Desert Shield and Desert Storm and the Bosnia conflict. So
My
the
gosh.
Marine Corps sent me to all the guards.
You look pretty good for having flown those missions.
I feel very lucky.
Yeah. You want to tell us about the honoree this year?
We've got some great honorees. Our Grand Marshals are Aria and Mackenzie Fisher. They brought home the gold medal in women's water polo this year. We've got our Patriot of the Year is a survivor of over 50 combat missions in the Second World War. This is when it was statistically impossible to survive 25. Holder of some very high decorations, Bob Sternfels, and we're very proud he's here. He'll be 97 this year.
That's unbelievable.
And with just a wonderful attitude on life. Our Citizen of the Year is much beloved guy in Laguna Beach named Doug Miller, who's an artist, a musician, and most of all a photographer who's recorded the scenes and life of Laguna Beach and its people
for probably 50 years.
Yeah, coming on 50 years.
Yeah.
And then we've got some wonderful junior citizens that are members of the class of 2017 at Laguna Beach High School. John Barber. I'm sorry. John Barber is our Artist of the Year.
Yeah. The only other multi-hyphenate that we have in this town, like Doug Miller, is our very own Jason Feddy here.
Our very own Jason
I was
Feddy.
wondering when you were going to get to me. I'm very upset that Doug Miller got Citizen of the Year, pipped me to the post.
My ride is waiting to
Oh,
get
look,
up the hill.
look at this. Well, we'll ask you more questions as the day goes on, and I know you're very busy. 51st Patriots Day.
51st. It started in 1967. Well, I wasn't here. I was in Vietnam.
How long have you been doing this?
I've been around it for about 25 years now.
How do you get roped into this?
That's a good question. I've often wondered that. So has my wife.
Well, listen, you have a wonderful day, and thank you for all the work you do, and thanks for your service. And we're going to have the atmosphere is already building, so it's going to be really fun. It's the 51st Patriots Day Parade here in Laguna Beach, California. We're here with Charlie Quilter, the president of the association. Thanks, man.
Thanks, Jason. Thanks, Billy. I got to run.
Good morning from Laguna Beach, California. It's the Laguna Beach's 51st Patriots Day Parade. And yes, I am British. My name is Jason Feddy, and I don't know why I'm here. I'm just standing in a window looking over the streets of Laguna. We're actually standing above the fire department here, looking down Forest Avenue in Laguna Beach, if you can picture that. And we are going to be talking, Billy Freed and I are going to be talking today about what's happening here at the Patriots Day Parade, and we're going to be doing that for 2 hours. And yes, I'm stalling. How are you doing, Bill?
I'm good, thanks, Jason. I'm the American bloke here, sent here today to counter the Anglo influence of Jason Feddy.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to take back the colonies for the Queen after this.
You don't have parades in your native England. It's not a parade culture, is it?
Not really. This is quintessentially American and lovely for it. This Patriots Day Parade has been going now since 1967 here in Laguna Beach. It's not the only Patriots Day Parade in the country. There's a couple in April in Wisconsin and in Massachusetts. They've been going for a long, long time, maybe a couple of 100 years. But this one's been going since 1967. And all the good people of Laguna are out lining the streets. Some people have been here since 9 o'clock this morning, camping out, sitting on the curbs, drinking coffee. And the first paradees, is that what we're going to call them?
Sure.
The first paradees are approaching the fire department right now. We'll be talking about various honorees today, because various people are being honoured.
And I think it's good to point out, Jason, that the Laguna Beach Girl Scouts just passed by with a banner that said, which is this year's theme, One America, which is probably very appropriate in this time.
Absolutely. It's been a divisive time, but we are definitely in a spirit of unity today here in Laguna Beach.
Absolutely.
And you can hear the music coming up. There's a marching band. We started out with the Laguna Beach Police Motor Escort and our theme banner of One America, as you said. And coming up now, American Legion Veterans of Foreign Wars. It's the Combined Colour Guard. The American Legion of Veterans of Foreign Wars Combined Colour Guard includes veterans from American Legion Post 222. Commander Richard Moore is here. Veterans of Foreign Wars Post 5868. Commander Frank Daniel.
Right. And the American Legion was chartered here in 1927 to assist veterans and their families. Do you know we still have Legion Hall, and it's home to No Square Theatre?
That's correct, yes. Our local theatre group that puts on Lagunatics every year and does such great work with children's theatre too. The VFW meets first Thursday evening of the month at 7 p.m. downstairs in Legion Hall on Legion Street. Richard Moore here is a former Air Force officer. Frank Daniels served as a Marine officer. And Legion Hall, as we say, is one of Laguna's original schoolhouses. These
and
guys
we
are
know
great.
this song, and this is a familiar song to every great patriot. The marching band of the American Legion Veterans of Foreign Wars, Combined Color Guard. Yes, indeed.
What is that song? Is it When the Saints Go Marching In? No.
That's the New Orleans song, Jason.
Is it? What? How do I know?
Yeah.
Come on. All right. Following.
Oh, look, there's the lovely Ava.
Oh, there's my wife outside.
Waving.
Hello, and the dog, Mrs. Pickles. Hello,
She sees us
guys.
in the little tiny
You probably
windows
come in
of
if you
the
want.
third story of the Texas Book Depository in Dallas. I mean the Laguna Beach Fire Department.
And here's the parade president, Charles Quiller, waving his hat.
Charlie.
Hello, Charlie. Charlie works
we
so
interviewed
hard.
him earlier. He's quite a
did.
character.
And he works so hard to make this thing happen every
He
year.
prepares a massive binder from which we are reading right now.
Riding with Charlie's parade co-founder and former Laguna Beach High School music director Carl Koenig. All right, here's Grand Marshals Aria and Mackenzie Fisher.
The two gold medalists from this year's water polo Olympics.
That's right.
Amazing, right? Laguna's own.
That's right. Mackenzie's not here, but riding today with Aria is her father Eric. He was a member of the 1992 U.S. Olympic men's
They didn't win a
polo
medal,
team.
but his father got their revenge by producing two amazing young girls.
Yeah. Mackenzie's up there in Stanford.
She took a
Right
gap
now.
year, I think, to practice for the Olympics, and now she's going to join them. And then her sister, younger sister, is still here in Laguna Beach, a high school student winning a gold medal at the Olympics. How cool is that?
Really does bring a bit of glory to the nation, and certainly to Laguna Beach for their incredible work there.
And let's not forget that the Laguna Beach High School women's polo volleyball team was 31-0 this year, an unprecedented record in athletics for Laguna Beach High School.
Yeah, it's almost unbelievable, really. Following them, Laguna Beach Vietnam vets. There's just one guy in a car. Could that be right?
Or is there a group following him? We have a lot of vets. Okay. Yes, South County Vietnam veteran. South County Vietnam's veteran organization, designed 30 years ago by Sergeant Jim White of the Laguna Beach Police Department. Patrick Freeman, a local insurance broker, now heads the group. Patrick served with the 25th Infantry Division as a company commander in 1966 and 1967. By the way, all veterans are invited to march with the group and then meet at the Marine Room Tavern on Ocean Avenue. So if you didn't march, there's your opportunity to hang out. Oh, here comes the Grand Marshals, Aria and Mackenzie Fisher, in a flashy white Eldorado Cadillac convertible. Look at the parade of cars here, Jason. Incredible.
I wish I knew what that is. What that is? It's a Cadillac.
Well, the Cadillac passed us. That is, I don't know if that's a Packard, but it's the honored Patriot of the Year. This is Robert Stenfels. This is quite a story right here. This is the man who survived 50, not 25, but 50 missions. And the most incredible one was when he was flying low level over a Nazi factory, German factory of armaments, and he bombed it, and he survived that mission as well.
For his service, Major Stenfels received the Silver Star Medal, as well as the Distinguished Flying Cross, 10 air medals, and 2 Distinguished Unit citations. He's really an American hero, this guy.
By the way, this guy got interested in aeronautics when he was 18 years old. He was a salesman for dental products, and he took classes on how to fly a plane, and he was made a major, and as I mentioned, 50 combat missions during his service, and the one that we were talking to before was Ploeshti mission with 47 aircraft flying from North Africa to bomb German aircraft manufacturing plants. Of the 47 planes, only 21 survived.
Unbelievable. All right. Coming up right now, the Laguna Beach High School Marching Band.
All right, look at them in their beautiful burgundy and the pom-poms, the pageantry. This is what we love about small towns like Laguna Beach. We support our high school marching band. Here they come.
The host band, the Laguna Beach School Band, is under the direction of Jeremy Chung. In recent years, the band has traveled to Hawaii, performed on the USS Missouri, and New York City. They performed at Carnegie Hall.
You know how you get to Carnegie Hall, Jason?
A lot of practice, mate.
Exactly.
As the host of the host bands, it's not being judged in the competition, but they look great in their traditional purple garb.
Exactly. I want to point out that some of these marching bands come from 4 or 5 hours away, central coast of California. They wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning to participate in this march, and it's quite something to honor Laguna Beach in the way they do. And this marching band, of course, is so good, and we're so biased that they will not be judged in this competition. So, Jason, you yourself were never in a marching band in high school?
Yeah, I played the cello with the marching band.
How did you move that around?
I sat on a chair, then I stood up and I ran and I sat down again. I played it, and yeah.
Beautiful.
It's a
Here
great,
comes the dancers. Whoa!
Chance. It's a great chance for the kids in the band to play, because they usually play during the football season.
Right.
And obviously, it's not football season right now, but they get a chance to come out and play, and the girls get a chance to dance and spend a little time together in the off season.
That's Laguna Beach artists, ladies and gentlemen, in their beautiful burgundy uniforms today. And coming up right now is the members of our Laguna Beach City Council, including Mayor Tony Eisenman, Pro Tem of last year's Grand Marshal Kelly Boyd, also a Vietnam veteran, and of course we have Rob Zerschmied, Bob Whalen, and Steve Dictorow.
Yeah, City Council members. The trolleys onto the oldest transit district in Orange County. There are trolleys going across the country for getting people around, ferrying people around in the high season in Laguna Beach. And the trolleys are running today.
Oh, and here comes our Citizen of the Year. We talked about him earlier, Doug Miller. He's an institution in this town. This guy apparently paints a painting a day. He shows at the Sawdust Festival. And look, he's in the parade, he's on the car, but he's taking pictures because nobody has chronicled Laguna Beach life like Doug Miller.
That may be the first time I've ever seen Doug Miller in a vehicle, actually, because Doug Miller's famous for walking around town.
With a camera over his shoulder.
That's right. All right, who have we got next here?
Wow, they're just moving right along today.
Really moving along quickly today. Doug Miller just passed us, and these are the guys, should have known, from the Sawdust Festival. Sawdust Festival celebrating its 51st year this year, paying tribute to the ethnic diversity of the show, of course, and applaud our entire community for its proud tradition of acceptance for all. There's the Sawdust Festival going by now.
And the Sawdust Festival was a breakaway, by the way. These guys didn't want to show at the traditional art festival, and it was a little bit of a renegade group, but now it's 50 years old as well, and a great place to honor our Laguna artists. Oh, we got some muscle cars coming.
Yeah, we got some noisy cars. Yep, it's the Sawdust Festival.
Oh, it's the Sawdust.
Yeah, they really need to
Yep.
get that fixed. Whatever that.
Oh, and the drone's
is.
flying right over their head. So much action here.
Following the Sawdust Festival here, we have Junior Citizens of the Year, Madison Sinclair and Wyatt Shipp. They were selected by Laguna Beach High School faculty on the basis of their achievements in leadership, scholarship, athletics and service. Madison Sinclair and Wyatt Shipp are members of the class of 2017. And the sound you can hear in the background, following them very closely, Thurston Middle School Band.
Wow, I wonder if these guys get judged, because these are future Laguna High School players. And their outfits aren't quite as swanky. They're just in black T-shirts today. I guess you get a better wardrobe budget when you're in high school.
When you're in high school, yeah. But they're perfectly in step and they sound great. 3 great big drums at the back.
Yamaha getting a big plug there on the big bass
the
drums.
drums,
Yep,
yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
They
Turned out to be a
provided-
beautiful day actually here in Laguna. It's not too hot and
it's not raining.
And it's not raining as it was last year too, yeah.
2 years ago, they canceled the parade for rain. That doesn't happen very often. But this year, they're expecting rain tomorrow. But we prayed to the gods of patriotism, and we got beautiful weather.
Laguna Beach Unified High School District next. The new school superintendent is Jason Villoria, and with him are members of the staff along with school principals Chris Duddy, Mike Conlon, Jenny Solberg and Chris Hertzfeld. And coming up right behind them, brilliant organisation in town here, School Power.
Oh, yeah. These School Power people, they raise lots and lots of money for our excellent education system here in Laguna Beach. Last year, nearly $1 million was raised by School Power to make our schools a better place to learn and our town a better place to live.
Yeah, our new member of the school board, Peggy Wolf, started out on School Power, working for School Power. I met her a few years ago when she was working there and was working very hard, and now, of course, she's moved on to be on, as I say, on the school board. Next up, speaking of the Sawdust Festival, it's Artist of the Year, John Barber.
John Barber, great glassblower
There
artist.
he's sitting next to his wife Becky in the back of another beautiful car, which I have no idea what it is. Hey there, he's waving and
No, Jason's not the guy to ask about American muscle
bumping.
cars. That looks like an Oldsmobile 68. I don't know, but it certainly
Nice.
is cool.
it's like a great big ship.
Or is it a GTO?
Well, we're very proud to honour John Barber. He revived a lost art that's brought recognition to him and pride to our art colony. It's the burnishing of glass. And anybody who's ever seen
What does
his
that
work-
mean, burnishing
Well,
of glass?
It's I don't know exactly what it is, but it's a technique that results in the kind of a metallicizing of glass. So all his work has that kind of sheen, that metallic sheen.
Yeah, it says that
Very
he
beautiful.
kind of rediscovered this lost art. I think they call it luster glass. And the old masters had died out in the 1930s, and he studied it back in Germany and eventually got the technique down. Pretty cool.
It says here that a lot of Hollywood stars collected his pieces early on. I have 6 of his glasses in my kitchen. I'm beginning to think maybe it's time to put them on eBay. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Help pay the mortgage.
Yeah, there you go. All right, coming up right behind Mr. Barber, Artist of the Year, Laguna College of Art and Design.
LCAD, as it's known. What an amazing place. If you guys don't know about LCAD, it's a premier undergraduate degree in fine arts and design. It prepares students for careers as creative artists, designers, and writers by fostering the acquisition of timeless skills based on observation and concept development while embracing innovative technologies. But before that, it looks like we're blazing by with the Laguna Beach Unified School District Elementary School Band. Don't you love it as a musician that these kids are learning music theory and are playing at such a young age, Jason?
You know, it's awesome, and it involves all kinds of skills and important stuff that you're really going to need in your future life, cognitive stuff, and also collaborative skills as well. These guys work together to
Right.
create the sound that they create. And we hear so much about music education and arts education being maligned
Right.
these days, that it's so great that Laguna is
In fact, they have
chock full of these programs.
empirical proof that musicians are actually develop better math skills. I've never seen you take a calculator out as long as I've known you.
That's true. Well, that's just because you've never seen me pay for anything.
It's good to be king. All right.
All right, well, there seems to be
We have a
kind of
little gap in the action
proceedings.
here.
Thank goodness, because in a way, we haven't really set the scene for this thing, have we? We
No.
leapt straight in, and the floats came thick and fast at the beginning. I have to also mention road closures. If you're coming into Laguna Beach today, Park Avenue's closed between St Anne's and Glenairy. That's the street where the high school is, of course. And the cars, the floats, they begin at the top of the hill. Oh, we should mention that this car
Skipper
here
Carrillo.
is Skipper Carrillo's
Lifetime
car. Now,
Achievement
Skipper's not here. Skipper's the guy after whom our baseball field is named.
Aha.
And he's the guy that wanders around town, the old guy that wears the baseball uniform. You've seen him
Sure.
around. And he really is a Laguna Beach legend, but unfortunately Skipper has had a bout of pneumonia. He's back home now, he's all right, but the doctors say, you're not allowed to go out today. So that's
That's
Skipper
too
Carrillo's
bad. Well,
car.
we're going to honor him anyway.
Yeah.
So any other road closures? We want to mention,
Oh, yeah.
don't be intimidated, though, folks. It's easy to come down here and... But today is a glorious day to see Forest Avenue, our main street in this town, car-free and just occupied by pedestrians and families, sitting on the curb, enjoying the weather, flying the flag, and just enjoying being an American.
It's a good point, Billy. It's wonderful to see everybody out on the streets like this. And the parking isn't that bad, although there are some road closures. Glenairy will be closed between Legion and Forest. Forest closed between Glenairy and Ocean. 3rd Street Hill is closed, of course. And Laguna Avenue closed between Glenairy and Coast Highway. That's the street where Thai Brothers is down there. But it is great to see the streets like this, and we don't see it very often in town.
About twice a year.
Hospitality night.
Hospitality night.
Yeah.
And this.
Yeah. But it really is a great atmosphere. And it began very early on this morning. The atmosphere was palpable even at 9 o'clock this morning.
And, as we said, Jason, earlier, it's a great time for all of us to come together as one America in these divisive times with all the rancor and noise out there. We often forget how fortunate we are, how abundant we are, and how these great patriots play such a vital role in keeping us a free nation. And that's who we're here to honor today, is our great patriots going back to World War II, the Vietnam War, and all of our recent conflicts as well.
Yeah, there's a wonderful side to a national pride in America that's incredible for somebody like me who's an immigrant to see and to feel. I didn't grow up with much national pride in Britain in the 70s. Times were hard, and certainly there wasn't much in the way of city pride, like there is here in Laguna. Although I did go back to my old hometown of Leeds a couple of years ago, and I bought a T-shirt that said "Made in Leeds." And I'd never seen anything like that before, and it made me think, wow, Leeds has developed a little city pride, and there's nothing wrong with that.
And the only thing they make is T-shirts?
Well, I think there was some other stuff too, and the website's gone down since then. Here's La Playa Centre, free English as a second language classes with childcare.
Isn't that
with
great?
These guys. Isn't that great?
Fantastic.
These guys are new Americans, and wonderful to see them, and welcome to you all. How fantastic. All wearing their little kids here, wearing probably 6-7-year-olds, wearing yellow T-shirts and waving to the crowd. How nice.
Well, and even that woman that we honored as Student of the Year, I noticed that she also, in her free time, teaches English as a second language. And my gosh, the immigrants that come here, I always say, end up speaking English better than those born here. They try so hard to learn our language.
Well, I do. Look at me. My English is perfect now.
It's perfect.
Right behind them is Annalise's school, which, conversely, is a school that teaches a lot of foreign languages. All of these kids get a taste, at least, of 1 or 2 or even 3 foreign languages at a very early age. They have teachers from, international teachers from around the world who speak French and German and Hebrew and Arabic, and the kids learn to speak, as I say, and get a taste of foreign languages very early on in their
Not only that, they
education.
cultivate their own food with an edible garden. They have pets and animals in there. It's a great school. I have no idea. There we go. Annalise Schools since 1968. And Annalise is still with us, and she's a visionary. She's created these incredible institutions of learning.
I think she's Austrian, isn't she, or German?
She is.
German.
Yes.
Right behind them, the HIP district represented here. HIP district stands for historic and interesting places, but of course it also has the connotation of being hip as in hip.
Well, that's where I have my shop, and so of course you know it's hip.
Of course you do, Billy. HIP district's home to 120 businesses of every kind, 17 restaurants, 10 art galleries, variety of shops, hotels, all that, services. And it's really a favourite down there in, I wouldn't say it's South Laguna, is it?
Well, they say technically it's from Thalia to Bluebird Canyon on Coast Highway.
Right, it's not quite the village, but it is in the centre of town.
Yeah, there are some great. It's where our greeter hangs out.
And it's also, believe it or not, where the studios of KX 93.5 are.
Exactly.
You know that? We're at the bottom
You're
end
on the
of it.
south end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so there's a gap now in the proceedings, so we get to relax just a little bit. Don't want to miss anybody out. Do you know, I was in this parade, about maybe the third year I lived in Laguna Beach.
What were you doing?
Well, I wasn't supposed to be in it. I lived in Loma Terrace, which is right behind us here, right behind the
Sure.
fire department. And I came out one morning. It was just an ordinary morning for me, a Saturday morning. And I got in my little General Motors Chevy truck that I bought for $1,800.
Give an American-made a
off
plug.
my brother.
Love
Yeah.
that.
Oh yes. Wouldn't have done it any other way. Got in the car and I was going to go buy. I don't know what I was going to buy. And I came out onto just out of Loma Terrace down here, facing Forest Avenue, and some of the roads were closed off, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. But I just pulled out, and then I came up round some corner around the bend. Don't remember exactly. Didn't know the streets very well, and found myself in the parade.
I
made a left turn.
No kidding.
And I was in the parade, and I found myself waving
your
at
Chevy
people
truck, and
in my
people
Chevy truck on my way to buy milk, and I was actually part of the parade.
And the people that were doing the play-by-play that year, they had no idea.
I had no idea
you
who I
weren't
was. They
listed
were
in
like,
the
"What's
book.
this?" Yeah.
Yeah. Amazed you didn't get arrested.
I came up Forest Avenue, drove past the judges' benches, and went straight out onto the canyon. Nobody said a word to me.
There's your Laguna Beach police, hard at work. They were on parade. Nobody else was. Oh, minding that. There goes our police chief, Laura Farinella.
How can you tell? She's wearing the head of a dog.
Yes, but she's in that really
Or
cool
is that somebody else?
all-wheel vehicle. She was throwing something. She's a terrific police chief, I got to say. Laura has really reached out to the community and is really making community policing happening and getting our police involved in meeting people in the streets.
And following the chief, as I say, that wasn't the chief with the dog's head on. That was McGruff, who is representing our police dog.
Oh,
here
okay.
in
We have
town.
a new police dog,
We
huh?
have a new police
Is it
dog.
a St. Bernard? No, that's a Swiss dog. We can't have that.
That's right. Along with
Anyway, Laura's a 24-year law enforcement veteran and worked for our city. No, that's Lieutenant Calvert. She's a 27-year law enforcement veteran.
She came
She's been
down
chief
from Long Beach,
from Long Beach, a
didn't
real
she?
city
Yeah.
with real crime.
Right, exactly. But if you want to know what goes on
This
in
is a
our
walk in the
town,
park.
you want to find out more about the kind of crime that goes on in Laguna, you can always listen to our station on a Friday morning when I sing the police blotter.
Yes, you do.
I sing a song inspired by
You take the headline.
our crime. Yes, well, not the headline. Usually something about 30 stories in.
Yeah.
And I sing a song about maybe somebody.
Heinous, violent crimes that happen here, like one of your songs, a guy stole a bicycle and a snorkel.
That's right. That
And so
kind of thing.
you imagined that he was going to take a ride on his bike straight into the
Into
ocean.
the ocean, yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was last week somebody got egged.
Big news.
Huge news in Laguna.
You also produced a CD of these songs.
These songs, and it's
Where
available.
can people get it?
Thank you. At kx935.com. All right,
Yeah.
coming up now. Looks like we've got the Laguna Beach Police Department Citizens Academy.
What do they do?
Now, these guys, and there aren't many of them represented here, though I do see Cindy Waldman wearing she's the president of the Laguna Beach Dog Park.
Oh.
These guys they've all joined the Laguna Beach Citizens Academy. We can't find the sheet that tells us what it is, but
We're going
I'm
to be
telling
forced
you
to
right now,
improvise.
what they do is they spend some time with our first responders over a
Right.
period of 8 weeks, and they do lots of good work, and they learn what it is to be a first responder in
Exactly.
town. And you can find out about that at lagunabeachcity.net.
Right.
Who we got here?
Well, this looks like the Boys and Girls Club of Laguna Beach. What a wonderful institution they are. Yep. They have 3 sites in Laguna Beach now. Laguna Canyon, above Bluebird Park, and in Lang Park. And together they offer nationally recognized and award-winning year-round out-of-school enrichment programs that focus on the whole family. For 60 years, they've strived to support the youth in our city through recreation that celebrates not half a child, but the whole child.
The entire child. Well, I always say that about children. I love children, but I couldn't quite eat a whole one. Another one of the town's crown jewels, really. It's just a great place for kids, and it's very important. Obviously, if you're working from 9 to 5, you've got to have somewhere for the kids to be after school. And the Boys
Speaking
and
of
Girls
after
Club
school, the
works
Susie
very
Q
hard.
Center for Seniors
Is that
here.
what this is?
Yep. They are. It helps that they are in a Chevrolet pickup truck.
Well, there's a few people walking behind. There's our
Yes,
friend
they are.
Tom.
Uncle Sam.
Uncle Sam, it was Tom Jolly actually, who does a show on KX93.5 on a Saturday morning with Cindy O.
Cindy O.
Yeah.
Also known as, what's her?
What's her moniker on the radio? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeehaw!
Yeah, she plays
Bless
a
your
southern
What's that woman?
road shop. I forget. We'll get back to it.
Yeah.
Ida Mae.
Ida Mae, that's
Yeah.
Ida Mae.
She's the best.
You got to hear that.
Ida Mae can talk to her sister on the phone for a half an hour and not play any music, and it's fully entertaining. By the way, Laguna Beach seniors, that's who designed the Susie Q, and it's a recreation center because we don't forget our senior citizens. We don't drop them off. We don't forget about them. We create the Susie Q Center, which is a community center that opened in 2009 just up the street. Who's this, Jason?
This looks like it's a late entry, the Y Adventure Guides.
Wow.
By the YMCA to strengthen family relationships. Adventure Guides experience enables parents and kids to have fun while sharing new adventures.
And right behind them is LOCA, which stands for...
Actually, no, I think we've got the Assistance League here.
Oh, Assistance League.
Yeah.
Okay. Art Club, Assistance League.
It's an all-volunteer non-profit organisation providing support and therapeutic activities to parents with developmentally delayed infants. And they have a thrift shop. It's not one of your run-of-the-mill deals. They get some incredible stuff in there. And I bought a few shirts that I need for work.
Your entire wardrobe, I was told.
Well, thanks for saying that, but
Well, that's
I
'cause you
can't
look
afford
good.
it.
Well, this is one more great nonprofit in our town. We have something like 200 nonprofits in Laguna Beach, Jason. It's like unprecedented for a town our size. Great sense of philanthropy and giving back in this town. Assistant League has donated funds to purchase Ranger. That's their canine officer. Okay, so
That's the dog we were talking about
Right.
before, yeah. Okay, so that's where that money came from. They have a program called Assist Teens, which is an auxiliary of the Assistance League. The programs for high school students who want to give back to the community through programs such as volunteering at the senior centre, at the Friendship Shelter, our homeless shelter here in town, and Homefront America. There's a horse and cart coming up
Oh
behind.
my God, is it Cinderella?
Beautiful. It looks like somebody's getting married.
Yeah, look at this. Or
It must be
we're in
Tivoli
Central
2.
Park.
Tivoli Terrace.
2, a great wedding venue.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Weddings and receptions down there at Tivoli Terrace in the Festival of the Arts grounds, and Tivoli 2 at the Arda Fair. It's like a Mediterranean setting down there. It's very cool, very beautiful, lots of flowers.
Yep,
And
great
little
place to get married.
cascading waterfall tucked into the cliffside. And they are represented by a bride and groom, very beautiful bride and
Beautiful
groom.
horse. Looks like a Clydesdale.
On the back of it, it's got its nails painted as well. Look at that.
Yes, he does.
Got
If it's
red
a he.
nails
We don't
painted,
know,
yeah.
but it's not gender specific, and that's okay. That
I
horse
can't
can
see-
use any bathroom stall it wants.
I can't see if it's a boy or a girl. I'll run down and have a look if you'd like me to.
Okay. Wow, so the whole festival, by the way, they're part of the Festival of Arts, which we know is being rebuilt this year. It's been closed all winter.
I know, it looks like they're building some sort of ride.
I know.
You see
It's got
that?
It looks like a roller coaster.
Yeah, looks like a roller coaster. Maybe they are. Maybe
Maybe.
as you whiz by, there's paintings from the great.
Wouldn't that be a
old
great way to view
masters.
art and have fun while you do it?
Yeah, and not have to spend too much time. Just whiz by it really quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of which, coming up right
Gonna
now,
take a whiz?
the pageant of the Masters.
Pageant of the Masters. Here they come. I only see two of them.
Volunteers of the Pageant of the Masters and Festival of Arts celebrate vibrant art, it says here, and lasting legacy of Mexican artists, Diego Rivera and Frida Kahlo.
Two of the best.
In this festive Day of the Dead tribute, which is who's coming up now. When I first saw this painting, which they're wheeling along, I thought it was Kim Jong-un. It really does look like that, doesn't it? It looks like one of those paintings of a dictator.
Yeah. Well, sure, Jason.
No, it does. It looks just like that. Nobody's crying, though, and nobody's prostrating themselves in front of it.
But you can't miss Frida Kahlo here with the unibrow.
Yeah, now that I look at it, it's obviously
But
her.
Diego's not as well known of a figure, I think. But
No.
pictures I've seen of Diego, it doesn't quite look like that. I have to agree with you. It looks more like a Korean dictator.
These guys from the Pageant of the Masters, they're very energetic. They're running around. They're dressed like Mexican artisans, I guess you would
Yes,
say.
but they're red.
And they're wheeling a painting, as we say, that looks a bit like some sort of
I guess the
dictator.
reason they're doing that is every year on November 2nd, Latino cultures pay respect to their revered ancestors in a colorful Dia de los Muertos, or Day of the Dead fiesta. Brightly costumed revelers traditionally gather around effigies of Dame Katrina and skeletons called calaveras.
Well, we've got calaveras here just right in front of us dancing. Skeletons, followed up by a car. This is a really nice and
best float we've seen so far. Look at this.
2 big skeletons on a float being pulled.
I love that we honor Mexican culture here in Laguna Beach, because so much of our culture in Laguna has been influenced by the Spaniards and the Mexicans, from our architecture to our food. And listen to that. We even have sounds like some Mexican nortango music.
Is that what that is? I wish I knew more. You know, it always embarrasses me that I don't know more about Spanish and Mexican culture.
Such a rich culture.
Yeah.
Look at these beautiful clothes. Very colorful today. Thank you, Pageant of Masters, for recognizing the heritage.
And Citizen of the Year, Doug Miller, leaping around, taking photographs outside.
Unbelievable. He couldn't stay still than be honored. Nope, he has to be out there taking pictures.
Yeah.
Look at him.
Wonderful. All right, we're here at the 51st Patriots Day Parade here in Laguna Beach, broadcasting for KX 93.5, Laguna's only FM. I'm Jason Feddy. This is Billy Freed. Hello, Billy Freed.
Hey, hey.
And coming up behind, Oak Avenue Middle School from Temple City. That's a long way away.
Where is Temple City?
It's a long way away. I don't know. But they're this is the intermediate school band.
I'm going to look it up.
The band apparently has done very well here for many years. They've been a perennial winner under the direction of Jack Taylor. And while I stall, I'm going to stall while we find out exactly where
Temple City is. I'm embarrassed to say that it is actually part of Greater LA. It's up north of El Monte and south of Pasadena. It's still a long ways away to show up here for a parade.
So we have a group of, I want to say, 15 girls in beautiful blue costumes with flags and with the name of the school on banners. And they're standing very silently, looking at the ground right in front of us here at the fire department on the corner of Forest Avenue. And we're waiting for them to do something.
Do what they do. This is the Oak Avenue Middle School Band.
Right, the band are behind them on Forest Avenue, and the girls are right in front of us here on 3rd Street. And they're going to pass City Hall in a minute, and they're going to be performing for the judges. A whistle blew.
They sure know how to create.
Dance.
Yep, a dramatic moment here. Here they go into their routine,
and they're throwing the flags and twirling.
Look at that. Don't try this at home, Jason.
Wow, this
is not easy to do.
It's not easy to do on your own, let alone in sync with other people. So
I see future fire dancers.
Well, they're sort of cheerleader kind of dancing, and but they're marching to the sound of the band that's following them, and you're going to hear the band approach right now. A band of, I want to say, probably 30 people playing clarinets and trumpets and flutes and saxophones, tubas. Here they come.
Clarinets. I think what's so remarkable about high school bands that people don't necessarily understand is that this really can lead to a career in the arts. When New Orleans was devastated by Katrina, Jason, one of the big things that happened was there was such an exodus of people that the high school bands were reduced in quantity, and that created a real void in the New Orleans music scene, because so much of those kids end up in jazz programs and end up professional careers.
Wow, well, you know, this is where the talent comes from. You've got to start young, you know, in the arts. It's a time in these kids' lives where they're just soaking up everything.
Yeah.
Now, with trepidation, there's a line of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 very old cars.
Model A Fords, in fact.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yes.
Found a piece of information, because I'm looking and I'm going, uh-oh, I don't know anything about these cars. But yeah, they're
Henry
Model
Fords.
A4, so these are the first Fords that Henry Ford made, and he famously said, you can have any colour you like as long as it's black.
That's right.
Although some of these cars are actually a different colour.
They could have been painted since.
Capistrano Valley Ford Club is at the head of the line. And then number of cars. These cars are such bone shakers. I imagine that anybody who drove one of these things for any length of time wound up with terrible rheumatism.
I think they birthed the chiropractic industry.
Right, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, so these were all made from 1927 to 1931. That's quite a... But they did have a top speed of 65 miles an hour, as Jason said. Pretty bone-rattling to be going. Their suspensions are not like they are this year. But
No,
they
not
certainly have
designed to
great
go that
horns.
speed. Not designed to go that speed, but 40 horsepower. Quite an engine for those days. And just really what it tells you is how incredibly quickly technology's moved since then. In the less than 100 years,
Yep.
we're basically flying around in spaceships compared to these things. But they're beautiful, and they hark back to a time when engineering was coupled with art.
Yes.
When it wasn't just about function, it was also about form.
Right. They just don't make those horns like they used to. Here comes a particularly snazzy one. It's a convertible. It's got Mickey and Minnie dolls in the back seat, but what a great-looking automobile that is.
I think people spend a lot of time, don't they, just renovating these cars.
Sure.
I'm going to put my microphone out the window in a very technologically advanced way so that you can hear the horns of these cars and the sound of the engines.
By the way, prices for the Model A in the 1920s ranged from a $385 for a Roadster to $1,400 for top-of-the-line town car.
It wasn't his whole deal, Ford, that he wanted to make cars that the people in the factory could afford.
That's
to
exactly
buy?
right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. He understood that if he could provide a middle-class wage for his workers, they would be his best customers, and it would be a self-propagating industry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Quite a guy, a very important person in American history.
Indeed. Henry Ford and the Model A. What do we got coming up here, Jason? Oh, Girl Scouts of America.
Girl Scouts, if you want your cookies, I think today would be the day.
Can I just say something very quickly about the cookies? That this is my only political statement of the day is, can they please make something more healthful? I say it every time I see these young ladies selling cookies, and they tell me they tried and nobody wanted them.
No, I completely disagree. I think they should make them as sickly and chocolatey as they possibly can. For more than 100 years, the Girl Scouts provided girls 5 to 17 in more ways than any other organisation to learn and lead by discovering themselves, connecting with others and taking action. And as we move forward into a more enlightened age, the Girl Scouts really build courage and confidence and character and enable these girls to feel entirely equal in society. And that is really important.
Yeah.
They're not just baking cookies.
No, they're going to be future mayors and future basketball players. That's what their signs are saying. They're
Pilots.
engineers, absolutely. Musicians. These are the future, and we know we need more women in power to keep our country safe.
All
Laguna
right,
Beach.
right behind them is our hosts today.
Right.
Fire department. We're standing right above the fire department.
While they're out parading, we're manning the station.
We are. I'm hoping that nothing too serious happens, but I would like to slide down the pole.
Are you ready to slide down that
I'm
pole?
very happy to do that.
Yep.
Actually, one way that you can do that is by joining the Citizens Academy, because they do
Right.
all of that stuff. They come to the fire department, they slide down the pole, they go for a ride with
Right.
With the police on a nighttime sortie.
And I noticed you wore long pants just in case, because we know that sliding down the pole in shorts, severe chafing.
Terrible.
The fire department has a big job in this town, as you can imagine, with all the fire threats that we have and perilous few places to evacuate. They do a tremendous job of keeping us safe. And it's not just about fire safety, it's about fire prevention.
That's right. Some old engines, actually. One was a 2002 Pierce. The next one was a 2015 Pierce Sabre, and it's gone through in a more recent apparatus. He's a support vehicle.
It seems like the entire fire department is out parading today, which means that we can go through their drawers and see if there's anything incriminating.
The last unit, you see this one here, this old
Yeah.
fire engine here?
Pierce?
This is, no, it's a 1931 Seagrave pumper, the first factory-built fire engine, purchased for $7,500 in 1931, and it was in service here until 1961.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bluebell Foundation for Cats.
No, I don't think that's
They're out in the canyon, I believe.
They are, but I think the next group is...
Well, that's them right there.
Scouts. Oh!
It's a small group. You might have missed them.
4 guys with, yes, their mission actually is brilliant. What they do is they take retired cats. And the cats live there until they die. Isn't that great?
It's fantastic.
Just £1
It's
for
a
the
retirement
cats.
home for cats.
Retirement home for cats.
How's the food?
Amazing. Here we go. Here's the Scouts. We've had the Girl Scouts.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Girl Scouts.
Riding on a Ganal lumber truck, which is our great Ganal lumber out in the canyon for all of our contractors to use. What do we know about the Boy Scout
Well,
troop?
Dick Maxwell's marshal. He's one of the founders of the Scout troop shortly after the Second World War, still acting as a Scout leader until just a few years ago. Now from La Puente,
La Puente.
Bassett High School Band. Bassett High School Olympian Marching Band hails from La Puente, been marching throughout Southern California for 50 years.
Wow. Band director is Manuel Gutierrez and color guard coach is Linda Morales. So this is an extracurricular trip for them. It says here that their season is in the fall, but they suited up for today's parade. How about that?
Well, I think I was saying earlier on that usually the season is during the football season.
Right.
For many of these bands. They're dressed in black and gold.
Black and gold.
Sort of Latino sort of flavour about it.
Yeah,
You know?
very glittery.
You think of that. And the guys are dancing and moving around the road, across the road and back and forth. And then following them again is a band of probably 50, maybe more.
Wow.
Musicians. Starting with the band leader. Followed by, quite closely, the flautists. Guys playing flutes, clarinets, saxophones, French horns in this band.
Wow.
Or
Look at all
cordon
that
bleu,
brass.
as the French call them. Trombones, tubas, snare drums, and bass drums
Yep.
in the back.
By the way, as a drummer myself, I can tell you that marching band drumming is very different than any other form of drumming, and it's not easy to do. And
You got to keep your feet in step with your hands.
you got
That's
to walk.
For sure.
Yep.
These
Oh.
are my favourites. This is my favourite of the whole thing. Little League, Laguna Beach Little League, organised in Pennsylvania, the first Little League baseball in 1939. We've had a Little League here in Laguna Beach since 1952. It's the oldest league in Orange County, but these guys are the cutest. There's something about a 6-year-old boy in a baseball cap.
Yep.
You know,
That's the most American thing there
it's
is.
the cutest thing. It really
380 registered players on our little league.
is. Wow.
They look pretty sharp in their red, white, and blue baseball caps.
A lot of people don't know, but Riddle Field in North Laguna, our little baseball field there, was dedicated in 1963 to Mayor Jesse Riddle, who spearheaded the drive to develop Boat Canyon for the league.
Yeah, they have 11 little league games each week. Come down and watch the kids play and enjoy a Riddle burger.
I've never had a Riddle burger.
One thing I noticed about Jason's pronunciation of Little League is he doesn't know there's any T's in that. It's a very British pronunciation. Little League.
Little. How would you say it?
Little.
No, you wouldn't.
Well,
You'd say little.
I'd say little.
You'd put a D in
I'd
there.
put a D in there.
So
That's
neither
true.
of us are correct, are we?
No, we're not.
No.
Okay, what do we have coming up here? Oh, it's the Edel Club of Philanthropes.
I'm guessing it's the Ebel Club Philanthropies.
Thank you.
Now,
I have my glasses.
I should say that we are here at the Laguna Beach Patriots Day Parade. It's the 51st Patriots Day Parade here in Laguna Beach, started in 1967. And yes, the next group up are the ladies of Ebel Club Philanthropies. There are only two of them.
But they're very philanthropic. Do you want to become a member?
You know,
they're recruiting.
It's very likely that they're the mothers of people in the Little League or in the various marching bands, and so mothers and fathers, parents of, I should say.
But
so
they do provide scholarships.
Well, they don't get to march in they're all going to march with their kids. It happens a lot. I talked to a girl yesterday, said she wanted to march with her group, her book club or whatever it was, but she couldn't march because
Didn't you tell her just get in the Ebel Club Philanthropies?
They do generous and voluntary stuff around town and provide scholarships for Laguna Beach high school students. Here's Laguna Beach Presbyterian Preschool.
Look at that cupcake.
Yeah, they made a great big paper cupcake, purple and green and pink, and they're wishing Laguna Presbyterian Church a happy 100th birthday.
Wow.
And they're singing happy birthday as they go down, playing guitars.
Yep. And they're preschool has been around for 50 years, and it's a place where young children can physically develop and experience mental stimulation, social interaction, and other forms of nurturing.
The building down in downtown Laguna Beach is really quite a special architectural building. It's one of the landmarks down here, and it's Spanish Revival is its style. And the rose gardens are pretty spectacular also.
Yep. Once again, church is doing great work in our town. Laguna Beach Sister Cities Association is here.
Yeah, they're coming up next. When the Presbyterian Church goes by,
that's still
I think it's still them because they're all still wearing the same.
A little
hats.
ragtag. They're not really together
they're not
here.
really very choreographed, are they?
No.
But they are waving and they're smiling, and you know it's really what it's all about. This sort of community spirit and we call it the Patriots Day Parade, and we are honouring some patriots here today. And
let's face it, it's not the Rose Bowl. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's not being broadcast to millions.
This is not Moscow.
It's only being broadcast to dozens on KX 93.5. Now, we kid.
Yeah.
You can also stream this.
It's not North Korea, although
we
did confuse Maria. Who was it?
No, Diego Rivera.
Diego Rivera for
Kim
Jong,
but
one of the three.
But we didn't mistake what's her name for Dennis Rodman.
Kahlo.
Frida Kahlo.
Frida Kahlo. Yeah.
Although
it's time for our nap, Billy.
It is a little early for us to get up, We have a little break in the action here at the Laguna Beach Patriots Day Parade. And by the way, if you are hearing us now and you are out of cell range or range of our radio station, you can tune in live on our app, live on the internet, kx935.com.
Yeah, get the app. Just download it to your phone. You'll have us with you wherever you go.
All right, looks like we have a little French thing happening here. A little
must be the
Marcel Marceau mime troupe and a Peugeot.
There's some mimes. There's a Peugeot, or is it? No, it's a Citroën actually. I think. It's a Citroën de Cheveux.
De Cheveux.
Yeah, the 2CV, very famous old Citroën car. It's the sort of the.
Why do you think they never brought those into the U.S.?
I think they were too much like the Bug, like the
Volkswagen.
Like the Volkswagen Bug.
And they're not German made, so they can't be as reliable.
Well, they're not. I mean, I can tell you that for certain.
You had one?
Yes. Awful. So
great for carrying cheese, though.
Great for looking, they're sort of hippie mobile in Europe, really.
Right.
They were like, what do they call those things? The camper vans, the Volkswagen camper vans.
Right.
Is that kind?
Westphalia.
Yeah, they're like Westphalia, but
they got the rollback. Look at
European
that
style,
rollback top, so you can have a convertible.
Yeah.
Anyway, who is this? Oh, it's the Laguna Beach Sisters.
It's the sister cities, of course it is. Yeah.
Menton.
Menton is one of our sister cities. We paired with them in 2008, and then our other sister cities are San Jose del Cabo in Mexico, 2012, St Ives in England, 2014. St Ives, one of the only places in England that has surf.
Right. Is that what we're celebrating here? This is, of course...
This will be San Jose del Cabo.
Yeah, we're back to Mexico. By the way, if you're wondering where Menton, France is, it's on the southeast corner of the Riviera, just on the Italian border. It doesn't get the same press as Monte Carlo, Cannes, and places like that, but it's a wonderful little city that mirrors our town in size and scope, and it's right next to Italy, so you can go get pizza whenever you want. I've done that, by the way.
Cool. Look at these beautiful Mexican girls dancing in an authentic and probably
beautiful
quite
clothes.
Ancient way. Very great clothes, yeah. Beautiful handmade dresses.
By the way, Jason, are you familiar with the Fête de la Musique?
I am. Brought to you by the Sister Cities Association. Every year, music from all over the world, people in the streets playing. I mean, we have a lot of buskers anyway in town, but they bring 100 people.
This is really unique,
play,
though.
Yeah.
It's they're coming up on their 10th anniversary. Mark your
Oh
calendar.
my goodness me! It's the Queen.
Oh my God! It's the Queen.
Now that lady who's playing the Queen
Yeah.
is called Carol, and I've forgotten her last name, but she's a musician who's in the Laguna concert band, and she's just a Laguna favorite.
Look at her.
I could remember her name. Anyway, she's playing the Queen. She's waving out the window, and yeah, there they are. That's St Ives represented by a bunch of ladies in floral dresses.
So now
it's a very American idea of what Britain must be like.
Right. Well, it's nice to see us honoring our friends in England and France and Mexico. They are our allies, at least for the last 200 years.
Now, listen, you are what you drive, so the saying goes in Southern California.
That's
There's
right.
some art cars going by now. Now, I've seen this car parked on Forest Avenue a lot.
Yep.
It's a VW Bug that's painted with it's got an alien on the side, a green alien with the black eyes, and it's fire down the side, and a very odd-looking thing with
And
fins on the back like a
fins.
surfboard.
Yep.
Next
And it
up, I think it's another VW, actually. No, it's not.
That's a little VW. Yeah, that's the old.
I think it's a Fiat.
You don't
Or is
think
it
it's a
VW?
cabrio?
It's a VW.
Yep.
What do you call it?
Cabrio.
Is that what they call those
I
things?
used to have one until I was told it was too feminine, and I had to get rid of it.
Oh, well, that one's been painted drunk.
Yeah,
All right, coming up behind.
This is an important one.
Yeah, this is the Laguna Beach HIV Advisory Committee.
The mission of the Laguna Beach HIV Advisory Committee is to educate the community about prevention and transmission of HIV/AIDS and to give assistance and support to those living with the disease. We have a long history in this town of dealing with the AIDS crisis. We have always had a sizable gay population.
Yeah.
And in the 70s and 80s, we were devastated by it, and the community came together along with the help of Dr. Corey Jurgensen, who's one of the longtime leaders of the committee.
Yes, from the
and
community clinic. Brilliant man, a brilliant man. I've interviewed him a couple of times on KX93.5, and incredibly compassionate and passionate about helping people regardless of their background or anything like that.
Yeah.
He's non-judgmental, I think is the word.
Yeah, the Laguna Beach
for.
Community Clinic, which is obviously works with the advisory committee, is a free medical clinic providing health care for 50 years for people who don't have the money. So that shows you where Laguna's heart is. It was originally, I understand, created back in the 60s when Laguna Beach had quite a hippie community, and there was certainly health scare problems with drugs and things like that.
Yeah.
But later on, in the 70s and 80s, when the AIDS epidemic came, they really stepped it up and were providing tremendous intervention into this horrible disease.
And now, because they're national leaders in the kinds of problems that we have today, diabetes, obesity, their doctors are really on the cutting edge of that technology.
Right.
And they do provide, as you say, cheap, if not free, healthcare to people that need it. And that's not just, the usual suspects, immigrants, whatnot. We have a lot of artists in this town who don't earn enough money to be able to pay for their own.
And as the Laguna Beach
healthcare.
Community Clinic likes to remind us, a lot of the service industry in Laguna, from waiters to merchants and all of that, get their health care, and you want a healthy waiter serving your food.
Yes,
don't
you do.
Yep.
All right, there's a little break because we've got another marching band, and they like to take their time in order to pace themselves to be right in front of the judges
You bet.
when they do pass. Because remember, this is a judged competition. We haven't really mentioned much about that.
Right, right to our right is the judging stand.
That's right. We can't quite see them, but there is a judging stand. Members of the community are judging. Here we go.
Here we go. This is the Oaks Middle School Band from Ontario, which is, again, about an hour and a half away. So props to them. Here, about to start.
Really dramatic start again, and the guys are throwing the flags.
I mean, really, how do you judge this, Jason?
And it's impossible. They're so
awesome.
brilliant. They've worked so hard. They've come so far, and it's such a collaboration. What impresses me is the number of people that are in the band and in the dancing groups, working together. They've all got their eyes on each other to make sure that everybody's in step with everybody else. It really is a collaborative thing to do, and that fascinates me. There's no star here. The whole band is the star.
Right.
They look great in their white uniforms
They sure do.
with blue sashes.
Snappy.
Yeah.
Yellow feathers on their hats.
This band's got a xylophone, which
How
we
about
haven't
that?
seen before.
You don't see that too often.
And
And
there's some more dancers behind.
These marching bands, they, as you said, they kind of toil in anonymity. They don't get the attention of the football team, but I'd rather date somebody from the high school band myself, because they got a future outside of football. They're musicians, and of course they use their minds to go into other things, engineering, And these are the future of our country.
Right, they're not smacking their heads against each other all the time either.
They don't get brain damage.
No, it's really quite a thing, and it's such an American pageant. You don't see this anywhere else in the world. The whole concept of cheerleading and a band to play them on is such an American idea. It's brilliant. They're getting a real big round of applause from the crowd.
But you know, it's great, Jason. It keeps them out of trouble. They stay after school. They practice with the band. They're together. It's community. As you said, there's so much to learn.
And here's the Chamber of Commerce.
Chamber of Commerce.
There's Dr. Gary.
Gary! He's a famous chiropractor here in town. Dr. Gary Arthur, supporting the Chamber of Commerce on one of the Laguna Beach trolleys.
Ken Fishbeck is this year's president of the Laguna Beach Chamber of Commerce. You'll see him around town at various events. The Chamber is currently organising a trip to China. I want to go on that.
You can.
Can I?
You can.
I really can.
Absolutely. You have to pay. It's not free.
Okay.
But they are. I've heard about this. Our friend Sam Goldstein has signed up for it. And they're going to spend about 10 days, I think, in Beijing and Shanghai, and they're going to meet with business leaders. How about that? I can't believe we haven't gotten invited.
I am going on this thing. I'm calling Sam Goldstein this afternoon.
Sam, get ready.
I'm telling you.
Yep.
I was thinking about doing it myself. Me and the wife, we were going to go to Hong Kong this year and Shanghai.
But one thing the Chamber does for this town is they really do support the local merchants, and they ask locals to think Laguna first and not instead of running outside to the big box stores. What's so unique about our town is we don't allow cookie cutter generic chain stores. They're all individual mom and pops, and we have all this unique merchandise.
Yeah, that's right. And it's really not that expensive. And I'm telling you that as a person who, frankly, hasn't got a lot of money. We do a lot of shopping downtown. Certainly, if you want to buy gifts, that's an art. This is the place to do it.
Yes, indeed. What do we got coming up here? Oh, Stew News
Good
Laguna.
old Stew News Laguna. Well, where would we be? Where would I be reading the news every morning on KX93.5 without Stew News Laguna?
They're amazing. I mean, what town has an online-only newspaper that's published twice a week that is filled with every bit of gossip that you could possibly want?
That's right. And here they are, the staff and the volunteers of Stew News Laguna. Stu will be in the car, I would think.
There's Shayna Stabler. She's the co-founder, part owner with Stu. She was on my radio show last week. She's a singer-songwriter as well.
And she's standing with Lynette Brassfield, who's the associate editor. You can find them online at www.stewnewslaguna.com. They love our town. They love what they do. And Stu Saffer actually was last year's Citizen of the Year.
That's right. Stu has a long history of journalism in this town. He used to own the Laguna Beach Independent until he sold that and decided to get rid of the paper printing process and go for something more hip and modern, as they say in the news field.
He's not been feeling too good, actually, Stu, so we do want to wish him all the best.
Shout out to Stu. Get better, friend.
Right, who are these guys? They look like they're belly dancers. Could they be?
They very well could be. Are they part of
Here we go, look, there must be a look.
Oh, my gosh.
It's JJ and the Habibis. Habibi is Arabic for my love. If I call you Habibi, it's my
an
love.
endearment.
Yeah. So JJ and the Habibis, Laguna Beach belly dancers. They perform at the Sawdust Festival, and you can find them at Jericho.net.
Yeah.
All right. Here they are. It's KX 93.5.
Our very own.
KX93.5 has been Laguna's only FM radio station for nearly 5 years now. Over 100 volunteers have shows. The station offers diverse programming, binds the community together. You can listen at 93.5 megahertz on your FM dial.
In fact, aren't you on that station every morning, Monday through Friday?
Yeah, 7 till 12 for Daily Scramble Live. Tyler Russell and I are on the air.
And who's representing us?
Show.
I see Eric Rankin. He does a show on Monday nights.
One of the most popular shows on the radio with many thousands of Facebook friends. There's a show called Awakening Code Radio. Also on board is Sharon James of the Sharing Hour.
I love her show. She's got such a great voice.
Yeah,
the Sharon Hour.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what I should say, but it's kind of like an NPR style.
Yes.
Terry Gross.
Yes.
Kind of, and she's as good as that. She's really, really wonderful.
Such a diverse lineup of volunteer jocks. You know, it's really an amazing thing to have a local radio station that's not beholden to some corporate faceless tower.
That's right.
And be able to produce whatever we want and say whatever we want as long as there's no profanities.
It's at kx935.com. We missed the Brave Cancer
Susan
survivors. Susan G. Komen, their friends encourage us to join the 26th annual race for the cure on September 24th at Fashion Island, Newport Beach. Very important. 1 in 8 women in the US will be diagnosed with breast cancer. So, Mom, get your mammogram.
We can never stop the fight against breast cancer, any form of cancer. You know, we've made so many gains in so many areas, but cancer is still such a scourge. And we're lucky to have the Susan Komen Foundation. They're all in pink today, showing solidarity for women's breast cancer.
Yeah, congratulations to the survivors walking in our parade today, the 51st Laguna Beach Patriots Day Parade.
I think maybe, is this the Laguna Tots? Who is this? Because we didn't get Rubies yet. Oh,
this is Laguna Tunes.
Oh,
Laguna Beach's
Tunes.
community chorus. It's now in its 12th year, celebrating the joy of music. As a non-auditioned choir, so you just go and sing. They welcome all to join them. Rehearsals at Thurston Middle School on Monday evenings at 7 o'clock. And the chorus next concert will be in June. It's LagunaTunesChorus.org. LagunaTunesChorus.org. Laguna Classic Cars coming up now.
another classic car, yep.
1947 Ford Custom. You know how I knew that?
It was written
Because
right
it was
in front of
written
you.
right down here. So there, yeah.
Yeah, good
For
job.
anyone who loves American cars of yesteryear, Andy's place in Laguna Canyon is the place to go. And bringing up the
No
back
Square
there's
Theatre.
Bree Rosen of No Square Theatre. We mentioned them before.
And they're doing a little number right now from a show I saw last night, which is
School of Rock,
This
yeah.
is their Tots. Great show. The cast is performing right now.
For the last few years, the home to No Square Theatre has been Legion Hall on Legion Street.
I'm waving to my niece, Raquel Temesveri, but she didn't see me.
They're doing a great job in making the space into an intimate theatre experience. And the last production of Lagunatics was killer. No sacred cow in this town was left unkicked. Even the Patriots Day Parade gets parodied. How dare they?
Perfect. Yes.
All right,
No
we've got
Square
another
Theatre.
marching band coming up now.
Barstow Junior High School Band, another one that traveled far. I bet these kids got up around 3 o'clock this morning to do this.
They must have done them. It's a long way. It's halfway to
Halfway
Vegas,
to
right?
Vegas. Yep.
Yeah, so at least, I mean, if you're driving on buses, it must have been a 3-hour ride for them
Absolutely.
into town.
Here it is. Yep, they got up real early. Maybe they came from the furthest away, the Barstow Junior High School Band, fighting jet lag or fatigue, but they're ready to go. They're lined up. This looks like a big production, Jason.
Yeah, it's a fascinating place, Barstow. I always think it's really in the middle of nowhere.
Isn't that where the largest thermometer is?
No, that's I'll remember in a minute. That's not Barstow.
Not Barstow. Same direction, though. This is our 60th entry. It's moving right along. We're expecting big things here. Here they go.
Whistle blows, and the guys come marching on. This time it looks like the dancers are not going to be too far away from the band itself.
Right. Breaking from tradition.
Let's see.
This year, the Barstow Junior High Band is led by drum majors Bella Lemel and Micaiah Mendez, and flag captain Rayan Langjavan. Band director is Shayna Greenswaite. And the Hawk Marching Band would like to thank, of course, none other than their parents. Isn't that nice?
Well, you know, these kids probably practice a number of times a week. They've got to be driven there and back. You know, the parents have got to be supportive in order to make this kind of thing happen. So they do
They are
deserve.
wisely clad in red, white, and blue this year. You think that's pandering to the judges?
They look like little chocolate soldiers, don't they?
Yep.
Little tin soldiers.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Comes the big tubas.
They have white tubas. Some of their instruments are white. There's
It's always the big
saxophones.
guys that play the tuba.
Yeah, gotta be, because it's a big, heavy instrument.
Yep.
You know, the hardest job is the guy that plays the crashing cymbals.
Yeah.
You get that wrong, everybody knows.
Zildjian cymbals. I saw that label. That's a Turkish cymbal maker. Oh,
All right,
there
so
they
that's
go.
Barstow Junior High School
Yes,
Band.
thank you.
Really tremendous that they came all this way. and a wonderful thing to get it's an excuse to get the kids together, and that's really great. They're here at the 51st annual Patriots Day Parade here in Laguna Beach, California. I'm Jason Feddy. Billy Freed is with me, and we've been commentating since the thing began at 11 o'clock.
Here's one of our favorites, the Pacific Marine Mammal Center out in the canyon that rescues our precious sea lions.
Yeah, the pinnipeds of this world.
Right.
They rehabilitate and release marine mammals and inspire ocean stewardship through research, education, and collaboration. You know, for the past couple of years, the city's been overwhelmed with large numbers of undernourished sea lions.
Right.
They've had a big job to do. Nobody really knows why, but we think that El Nino is warming the Pacific and reducing the availability of food.
And Jason, I just have to give you a shout out for the word pinniped. I didn't see it on the script here. How did you come up with that?
It's not on the script. It's not on the script,
what are
no.
pinnipeds?
No, I don't know how I got that. They're seals and sea lions.
Yeah.
It's their
sea lions, seals, and walruses.
Walruses,
It's
that's
marine
right.
mammals, but very impressive
Is
vocabulary.
it the name of the phylum?
Pinniped.
Phylum pinniped.
Yes.
Is that what it is? Could
Yeah.
be. I don't know. All right. Here's the AAA emergency service. It looks like they're taking on some really young people. Oh no, that's not right. It just happens to be a AAA group.
But
it's
the
Top of the World and El Morro Elementary Schools. Listen.
Oh, right. To the red. This land was made for you and me.
Unless
Isn't that
you're
Woody
Native
Guthrie?
American, in which case we're not. Oh.
Yeah.
Never mind. The combined honoured chorus of Top of the World and El Morro Elementary Schools is made up of 10 and 11-year-old boys. The chorus performs all over Laguna Beach. It's their 17th year in our parade. So there are some people here who were in this parade when they were at Top of the World School who've now got kids at Top of the World.
Here comes Laguna Beach Legal. It's one man in a small British car representing Laguna Beach
Mini
Legal.
Cooper.
Mini Cooper. But he's got American flags on it, so that's okay.
Yeah, and it's owned by BMW now, so
Yeah.
whatever.
Its office is operated by Ellie Tipton Ortiz, past president of the Women's Club. She currently serves on the board of the directors for the Laguna Beach Board of Realtors. So if you need legal help, visit laguna-legal.com.
Yeah, they organise documents and divorce mediation, all that good stuff. So,
Yep.
useful service there.
Don't try to do that stuff
the Laughter
yourself.
Club.
Oh,
Well, they did make me. They did make me laugh. Look at them. They are laughing their heads off.
I mean,
in
they
there.
got the most ragtag float, so that's funny.
And then they're huffing away on laughing gas. No.
No.
That's not what they're doing.
But they've welcomed apparently 40,000 people laughing on the beach to have fun, relieve stress, improve health, and make new friends. Laughing is the best medicine.
They say it's a form of exercise without the need for jokes or comedy. It's just the physical act of laughing,
Right.
not necessarily laughing spontaneously.
Have you ever done that, Jason?
the-
Just sat in a room and forced yourself to laugh?
No. I've sat in a room and forced
too hard.
myself to cry before. Is
Yeah.
that the same thing?
Similar.
No. Hey, who's this?
You'll laugh till you'll cry. Okay, it says Oz. Is this Laguna
That's
Playhouse?
the Laguna Playhouse. 96 years as part of the Laguna Beach community. On the 29th of April, we'll honour Jim and Susan Miller for their ongoing support, which has allowed the Playhouse to continue to offer musicals, comedies, dramas, family-friendly entertainment, and the highly acclaimed youth theatre. Currently on stage, Hershey Felder as Our Great Tchaikovsky, and the youth theatre production Wizard of Oz, which is why
That guy,
we just
yeah.
had,
They're all dressed up
Wizard
as the wizard. Hershey
Yeah.
Felder, isn't he like this incredible thespian who sings and
He's
plays?
a great piano player, yeah.
Piano player.
And yeah, he takes the part of Tchaikovsky's. In the past, he's done Beethoven and Mozart. And,
Yeah, very versatile. Here comes Mission Hospital. What would we do without Mission Hospital? It's our hometown community hospital providing 24-hour emergency service at the Sue and Bill Gross Emergency Department. Thank you for their generous donation from the Grosses to really enhance the facilities of this hospital. It's a family of physicians and nurses that are here to care for us and our loved ones and take care of our family.
Yeah, and while we hope we'll never have to meet up with these guys, we're glad they're there
You bet.
in the background. And we've got a doctor's ambulance coming, a couple of doctors' ambulances, and some people, doctors and volunteers, would seem from Mission Hospital. And thanks to them for the work that they do. It's a mobile command vehicle right in front of us, a Ford Excursion, like a big SUV, you know.
Yep.
And then the familiar doctor's van, I guess you would call it, following up a Ford Leader, following up.
Do you know about
proudly-
their history, Jason?
About whose history?
1954, local police officer Gordon French was shot during an arrest and died en route to the nearest hospital, which was 25 miles away. So a local group of concerned Lagunans got the 22-acre site for $55,000, and this hospital was born.
Why the stray apostrophe in the word doctors on the side of the van, do you know? Drives me crazy every time. Doctors what? It shouldn't be an apostrophe there.
You know, that's why I applaud English as a second language for you, because you catch these gaps.
I'm telling you, if I was laying in the street, I've fallen over, I've broken my leg, the guys come up, the first thing I would say is, I can't go in there.
Yeah.
I have a problem with the grammar.
Yeah. Shameful.
Coming up behind Palmdale High School. Palmdale's a long way away.
It sure is. Palmdale is maybe the furthest away, right up there with Barstow. Since 1956, they've been entertaining young and old alike all around Southern California in their traditional Scottish white doublets and McLean tartan uniforms. Well, this should be close to your heart.
You know what? They are wearing kilts.
How about that? It takes a real man.
It takes a real man to wear a skirt. That's absolutely right.
Yep.
It's a green. I wonder what the tartan is. What does it say? McLean it is. McLean tartan uniforms.
Does that mean that each tartan is from a different region of Scotland?
Oh yeah,
that's how it means.
They're all different. There's the McLean, the
Macmillan, McDonald's
tartan's very good one.
That's the
brown,
golden arches.
It's covered in ketchup. It must be the McDonald's.
Palmdale High School. Look at these guys wearing their tartans. How cool! Like those flags too.
Yeah, black and green. So they're obviously they must be allied, or they must have come from some member of some
Scottish heritage.
The clans.
The clan. Yes.
Yeah, very different clans, and there can be, unfortunately, only one.
How come we don't have bagpipes?
That's a great question. Where's your bagpipes? They're not listening to me.
One thing about a man wearing a kilt I must point out is there's wonderful ventilation.
Oh, it's wonderful around the
private area.
Definitely. No mold.
Nope.
The green is only on the outside with these guys.
Yep.
Okay, that's interesting. I'd like to know more about those guys, because they actually, many of them look like they're probably Hispanic. It's a weird juxtaposition of Hispanic people wearing green kilts.
Here in Laguna Beach.
Yes. Well, you know, that's
what do you as a musician?
Great. It's one America. That's the whole point
of
America.
Where else could you have that?
Right.
I was at Soka University recently. It looks like you're in Tuscany, Italy, and then the bas relief, the wall of donors, is all Japanese, and it's in Aliso Viejo.
You know, that's great. That really is what America's about.
It's true, isn't it?
It's a melting pot, and it's an idea about how disparate people from around this globe of ours, can all bring something to the table and live side by side.
And it's understanding. It's understanding of one another. But very quickly, Jason, as a musician, I have to ask you, since we brought up the topic of bagpipes, what do you think of bagpipes?
What do I think of bagpipes?
Yeah.
They're great, lovely to look at.
Right.
Yeah.
Hard to listen to.
Right, and you know.
I can't stand them.
They're designed to scare away the British. That's what they were used for. The Scots used them to scare away the British. They make an unholy noise. Yeah.
Scared away a whole continent. Okay. That was Palmdale High School. Can't quite make out who this is, Jason. It's not in sequence. We have the World War II Ranger lead the way. Oh, it's the Laguna Beach Garden Club, of course. What a wonderful organization this is, because they love the earth and they're committed to the advancement of gardening, horticulture, ecology, and conservation through education and participation in community projects. With all the rain this year, by the way, the problems of the long drought may seem to be over. It's been a big challenge, but we still must remain vigilant, ladies and gentlemen, because we had a severe drought for 5 years. But this garden club does great things, and you actually can join this garden club if you are interested in furthering your skills. Their activities include planting and maintenance of several city pocket parks, funding school gardens, scholarships at Laguna Beach High School and Saddleback College.
Now, can I just tell you this? Listener Vic is a guy that listens to our radio station 24 hours a day, and he's let us know that Baker is the town that has the largest thermometer. Yeah, right.
I was corrected, huh?
Yeah. Here's a rock and roll band.
Is this the Laguna Beach Sound Studio?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Gary Hicks thumping those drums like they just killed his mother.
Oh, yeah. This is a wonderful little recording studio right in downtown Laguna Beach. Gary's assembled a team of professionals to help musicians capture it. Oh, you recognize a couple of those musicians? What's that?
I don't know any of them.
The guitarist is, he's in the band World Anthem.
Yeah, no idea. Anyway, they're driving by the judges' table right now.
And here comes
the Women's Club.
The Women's Club of Laguna Beach in a beautiful Chevy Malibu SS convertible. I do know that car. That is a sleek muscle car with about 400 engine. Powerful. That can peel some rubber off the road for these lovely women if they felt like accelerating.
Yeah, the Women's Club up there on St. Anne's.
Beautiful facility.
Drive, great facility. Can be rented for your organisation or bar mitzvah wedding.
They have 175 members, and they regularly use their clubhouse at 286 St. Anne's Drive.
That's right, yeah. Oh, we're being waved at by the lovely ladies down there. Are they from the Women's Club, or is this the next? It's the Rotary Club of
the
Laguna
Rotary
Beach.
Club, of
How
course.
Nice. Do a lot of good work, the Rotary Club, and do it rather quietly too. They help a lot of different organisations to, to bring, for example, the Rotary Club of Laguna Beach brings dentistry to those that can't afford it in places like Santa Ana and further afield.
Yep.
Leaders to provide humanitarian services. That's basically what I'm trying to say. We encourage high ethical standards in all vocations to advance goodwill and peace around the world.
Yep, their motto is service above self. Can't fault that. Is this the car that they were asking us to give a shout out to? Yes. This is, look at that car with the wood paneling on the side. That's Chuck Schoen's 1948 Chrysler Town and Country Woody.
Yeah.
Perfect beach car for Laguna back in the day.
Nice to see Chuck Schoen's Woody.
Yeah, I agree. He has the record for appearing the most times in a single parade, 5. So in other words, he goes around and around, Jason. Probably the only time he takes that beautiful car out. Oh, there's another, that's from the Rotary Club, a nice little Cabrio Porsche.
Yeah,
couple of them.
1950s.
Sweet car, the Roadster.
Late 1950s Porsche Roadster, yeah. This is a cute car too. This Chevy.
Yep. Thunderbird?
Oh, I don't know.
That's the original Thunderbird?
I can't see it. My eyes are
Yeah,
too...
our eyes are terrible. They shouldn't get old guys to do this parade from way up here in the tower. But it's a beautiful shade of turquoise. I think that's probably the earliest. Well, I can't tell if it's a Thunderbird, but it's a Chevy.
Why don't they put fins on cars anymore, do you think?
That's truly the great American period of car manufacturing, when it was the atomic age, post-atomic age, and everything looked
very sort of Jetsons sort of vibe to it. I wonder why they don't put fins on anymore. Maybe they're not quite as aerodynamic as they look.
Yep. Here comes the Laguna Beach Water District, probably the most important organization in our town. 91
think about
years.
it, well, you generally don't think about it, do you? But
Nope.
we need clean water, and we need water to pump away the waste, and that's what those guys do.
Yep, and most of our water, 100% of it's imported, so we need to make sure those are running cleanly, and the district's water supply, more than half, I stand corrected, is provided locally. District was formed in 1925 to bring water to our city when the wells in Laguna Beach started to run dry.
Now, from Chino Hills. Chino Hill's a long way away too, mate.
You bet it is.
Another couple of hours drive down if you're on an old slow bus with a load of kids on it, all trying to get off to go to the bathroom every 5 minutes. The award-winning Townsend Junior High Marching Band and Colour Guard from Chino Hills. The band's under the direction of Anne Rutt, with assistance from Albert Lim, Jessica Patterson and Nathan Carroll, led by drum major Evan Wright. It's important to give those people a shout out. The Townsend Junior High Band performs Pride of the Eagles. You know that song, that tune? I've never heard of it.
I don't know. It says by Doctor, and I was
Pride of the
hoping it was going to
Eagles.
say Dr. John, but it's actually
No, Pride of the Eagles. I think it's Desperado. Why don't you come? Isn't that the Pride of the Eagles?
Yeah, that would work.
Yeah.
That's but it says it's by Dr. Colette Halsey.
Yeah, no, oh,
She
sorry,
writes-
it's not by the Eagles.
For the
It's
Eagles.
not by the Eagles. It's
Right.
Pride of the...
Dr. Colette Halsey, Pride of the Eagles.
Right.
And they are lining up for a very dramatic beginning here.
There goes the whistle. It looks like they're about to start marching toward the
Here they
judges'
come.
bench.
And Jason, what are they wearing today?
Well, they're wearing Gucci shoes and pants by Versace. No, I've no idea what they're wearing. They're wearing like blue uniforms.
Yes.
Uniforms with a big, what do they call that big feather thing that sticks out the hat? Is it called a feather?
I don't know. Is it called a plume?
A plume. It's a plume. They're all wearing these. These are the largest plumes
largest-
I've seen today. I've seen a
Exactly.
lot of plumes. I haven't mentioned them because
In the
frankly,
category of plumes,
they've been a little disappointing so far. But now I think it's time to
been
really
stepped up. Thank you, Townsend Junior High School Band of Chino Hills.
bring the plumes with you today.
Very handsome, and I would say royal blue tops with navy blue bottoms. Comfortable shoes for marching, made by Florsheim.
They've got their emphasis is on the brass. You notice that their brass is at the front.
Yep.
The trumpets at the front, and the pipes and the flutes are at the back, which is
Right.
the opposite of every other band that we've
So
seen.
woodwinds are
so
in the back.
far,
Very
yeah.
unusual. They're converting tradition here.
Another
the
band with a xylophone player, but he's not playing. I've seen a couple of xylophones.
Right,
go
they don't
by.
do much.
Wait, there he goes.
Oh, I heard it.
There he
Nice
goes.
accent.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Now, here's Ralph's.
Sells for less. We
Here's
have
Ralph's,
one of our 3 grocery stores here in town.
Yeah, they're represented by
That looks like even earlier than a Model A.
It's a car or a van.
Oh, they're driving a 1926 Ford Model T.
Model T. It's a delivery truck style from the 1920s. Yeah, Ralph's, of course, supermarket in town, open 24 hours. I think
Is
isn't
it 24? I
Yeah.
think so. Yep.
And behind them, perhaps appropriately, waste management.
Yeah. Talk about synergy.
It just all it says here is they're proud to participate once again
Okay,
by
just-
parading.
I don't
their
want to
trucks.
denigrate their parade because obviously they're very busy, but they are parading with 3 trash cans
Right.
right down the street. Oh, here comes one.
Yeah, they use those in the smaller streets
Smaller
in Laguna when
streets.
you go up to the top of the
Right.
world and whatnot.
Here
Probably-
comes a big monster truck.
And there's the one that we often see outside our radio station on the corner
Right
of
when
Pearl
you're in
Street.
the middle of broadcasting a
Yeah.
live musician.
Just about to talk to somebody who's about to sing their heart out about
Yeah.
some terrible thing that's happened to them. We get the truck outside, backing up, making the beeping noise.
But it makes the broadcast authentic.
Oh, it's for real, man. It's human crafted radio.
Yeah.
KX93.5, Laguna's only FM, and I'm Jason Feddy, talking to you from Patriots Day Parade, 51st Patriots Day Parade here in Laguna Beach, California. My co-host Billy Freed.
Glad to be here. Beautiful day. And look, we have another. This one's a high school band getting ready from Covina. It's interesting that they all, a largely Hispanic representation today from the towns. We don't see a lot of marching bands from Beverly Hills, Bel Air, Santa Monica. Why do you think that is?
Oh, I don't know. I just think they're snooty up there, aren't they?
And lazy.
Bunch of lazy
They're
snoots.
not going to wake up.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
What's wrong with them?
Hey,
I mean, and
Snapchat just went public. Half of them are probably celebrating right now.
Right. They're online, buying and selling stock.
Exactly.
Here's another marching band, though, and it is a great American tradition. This whole idea of a marching band, honestly don't know where it came from. It's probably British or European originally, but it's an incredible tradition.
Yep.
And although, if I'm a kid, I probably think it's not cool, let's say, to join a marching band. But I tell you what, it teaches some skills. The most of which, the biggest, most important, from my point of view as a musician, is the collaborative skill. They have to work together. Everybody has to keep an eye on each other
Yep.
and keep in step.
Yep.
And
listen.
And listen while you're playing your instrument and making a collaborative sound, an orchestral sound. So it's really great.
And there was a movie a few years ago, I don't know if you recall, that was it was all about marching bands and the competitions they have annually, these national competitions, and it's fierce. I mean, the level of energy and pride that goes into this and the acrobatic skills of the dancers, it's really synchronized. It's amazing.
My brother's kid, my nephew Parker, lives in Las Vegas, and he marches with his high school band playing drums. And he's also in a rock and roll band. But the marching band thing for him is an obsession, you know, and he loves it. He loves being part of it. He's not a sporty kid, you know, but it means he's part of that world.
It's great because even though rock is cool, he still has a tremendous allegiance to his high school marching band.
That's right, and his school football team, and you know, they're incredibly supportive of each other. The football, the sports team, and the musicians. A lot of people out today.
Yeah,
it's Patriots Day here in Laguna Beach, and everybody's out and about. And as the floats and the bands walk by, the crowd are clapping and applauding.
I know this song, but not by name. But this is another great patriotic song. Spirit of Northview Marching Band from Covina is the flagship musical ensemble of Northview High School, and they love to entertain audiences with a unique '90s and today. This is their first appearance, Jason.
Wow, and these guys, this is plume of the day. These guys have got a plume it looks like a busby. Looks like, you know, those guys, those British guys that guard Buckingham Palace.
Yes.
Looks like they've got big black and gold.
Or I was going to say mullet. It looks like a mullet on steroids.
Like a huge, like, Mohican.
Yeah,
but
Mohican, exactly.
But yeah, or a mohawk. It's a hell of a plume, and we hope the judges notice that plume. And perhaps
look, they bring their own refreshment trailer behind them with water and an emergency.
There's a couple of slobs with a trailer.
Yep. Just in case somebody drops, they've got first aid and water standing by.
Oh, that's great. That's really great. And behind them, I mean, just as a sort of
Laguna Board of Realtors.
This is a hell of a juxtaposition, but behind them is the Laguna Board of Realtors, yeah.
Talk about funky. Look at those dance moves.
Yeah, those guys are desperately running toward the next deal.
Yep.
They're
big part of the community.
Really part of the community. They've been an active part of the business and charitable community in Laguna Beach. So they're not just selling and buying houses. They're doing some important work. They have a charitable assistance fund. Laguna Board of Realtors has raised over $1 million for
right
local
on
Laguna Beach non-profit organizations.
Rolling up in a nice silver vintage Cadillac Eldorado. But, you know, they have a very significant role in real estate here because they protect us. You know, there's a lot of regulations that go into buying and selling homes, and they're not the actual agents. They are the people that regulate the business. So these are the Laguna Board of Realtors.
And they're celebrating Deed Westgard Pike, who's Realtor of the Year this year.
Realtor of the Year.
The president is Charles Brickell, and I believe he's coming by us right now in this sleek black limousine.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that. Looks like a Lincoln to me. Really starting to look like Dallas 1963 here from the third story the fire department.
And carrying a sign that says, "We support our troops." I think it's the United Studios of Self-Defense.
Oh, yeah.
Laguna Beach Dojo. Yes, it is, because they're wearing those I don't know.
Self-defense outfits.
They're wearing those outfits, those sort of pajama things.
They got their belts on.
I don't want to call them anything like that because they could easily come up here and kick me in the pants. But, yep, they've been here for 19 years in Laguna Beach. United Studios of Self-Defense, Laguna Beach Is it Dojo? Is that how you pronounce it? Dojo?
That's a gym, yeah.
Yeah. They teach the community's kids and adults how to stay safe and healthy, and their instructor, the chief instructor, is Jeff Cash.
But I want to say, you know, my two nieces participate in this, and you know, especially for young girls, I have to say, it teaches self-confidence and strength and flexibility. But to give them the skills to believe they can defend themselves, is really great.
And not face the world in fear.
With fear.
Absolutely.
And actually, you know, you can start your springtime off with a free lesson over there at the United Studios of Self-Defense. Drop in and see what benefits you can get from martial
arts. Don't have the address here, but I'm sure you can easily find it. It's United Studios of Self-Defense, Laguna Beach Dojo. Now, another marching band is from a little closer to home.
Yes.
Now, is lining up with in beautiful cream and red uniforms on Forest Avenue, about to turn the corner past the lumberyard to get to go past the judges stage here for the 51st Patriots Day Parade.
We're winding down. This is one of the last entries, Jason, but I want to point out this is Matter Day, and for people who don't know that name, or they may know that name, they are a perennial football powerhouse nationally, one of the great football schools in Santa Ana. And it's nice to see Orange County represented here outside of Laguna Beach.
Yes, it is. It's really cool because they are really our neighbors, you know.
Yep. And it's under the direction of Fernando Martinez with Associate Director Taylor Smith and Color Guard Instructor Chad Hartman. And here they come.
What do you call the girl in the front twirling the thing and leaping around?
Wow, look at that. That's the baton, of course,
very, very athletic.
Yeah. I don't know the exact name.
And there's some more girls twirling flags
But she
after
can
a
throw
couple of
that
guys
baton.
carrying a banner.
Yep. And Mater Dei must be some kind of Catholic school, I believe, because they have their crosses on their arms.
And I think we can safely say that in terms of the plumes, which I'm sure people are very excited to hear about, the plumes on the hats of these guys are the most erect plumes we've seen for the entire Patriots Day parade here.
Extreme
very straight.
Verticality.
Yeah.
Small band, though, relative to the other ones we've seen.
I know, but you know what that means? You can really hear the percussion, can't you, in a band that's so small
You can hear
as
that cymbal.
Yeah.
And he's providing that steady
walking
beat.
along, crashing a cymbal, looking like, I don't know, he's not sure where he is.
But
great, though. Very
crucial
cool.
to the beat, as you said, Jason.
Yeah, man.
And what do we have next here?
Well, as you say, we're winding down, but we've got all-court tennis. They go for the cardio tennis program. God, I've got to get back. I've got to get back on the court.
Yeah,
I keep meaning to go back.
I thought all you guys at KX
my
are tennis players.
court just became the tennis coach.
Rick
Conkey at Laguna Beach High School. So
Right.
I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get him anymore. But these guys have been around in Laguna for 25 years. The group's all about getting kids and adults excited about tennis, from pee-wee beginners to advanced and competition training for cardio, fast-paced tennis.
And we need the next generation of tennis players. When's the last great American tennis player?
I don't know. All I can think of is Andy Murray.
The great Brit.
The great Brit. Well, he's a Brit when he's winning. When he's not winning, he's Scottish.
Scottish.
Yeah.
Wankers.
Yeah. Sign up at Laguna Beach City. Whoops.
Uh-oh, here comes
Goodness
the
me.
Cowboys.
Cowboys are here, and this is the traditional end of the Patriots Day parade. We have a little shootout.
Yep.
They're not real guns, I should tell you. Sign up at LagunaBeachCity.net for the tennis, and let's find these guys. Oh my
I don't think we have
me.
Simmery's facials by the sea. I think we're ready for Spurs and satin.
Here it is. So you've got some girls dressed up in 19th century. They look to me like prostitutes, but I don't know what they are. And then behind them, some ladies with whips, ladies with guns twirling.
There is quite a theme here
Handguns.
of bullets, whips,
and chicks.
and chicks.
I think there's a website actually for that. The bullets, whips, and chicks.com.
But look at these moves. Look at these girls
Yeah,
spinning
they
their
can spin guns. This is truly an American.
I gotta say, when you
thing.
see these guys firing their guns, it makes you believe that America will win again.
Right, but probably not with a handgun.
Yep.
So there's a fight broken out, and this is all planned, and it's all part of the theatre. This guy,
Oh my God!
oh my
It's a
God, there's a shootout, and one guy shot
at
the other
that.
guy, and the other guy, he's okay.
No, he didn't go down.
All right, nobody went down.
Wearing
so,
good body armors.
Yeah, but those things are loud.
They certainly are. I don't know if I condone it, but who am I to say?
Yeah.
There's poor pets around here are probably freaking out.
You know what? Move along.
Okay, we've seen
with
enough.
your guns and your hats. Whatever. Not a part of American history that I personally am pretty enamored with.
Yeah, well, that looks like it's it, Jason, for the 51st annual Patriots Day parade here in Laguna Beach.
Yeah, thanks to everybody. We want to thank some people, really. Here's quite important to thank Charlie Quilter, who organised this thing. He's the president of the Laguna Beach Patriots Day Parade Association, and he wrote the book for us. He gave us all the information we need. We couldn't have done it without him.
He does it with tremendous passion.
Yeah, we'd have been telling jokes and probably gotten into trouble
Yep.
without him. So we're really grateful for the chance to do this. And I'll tell you what, I want to do this again next year. I've really enjoyed it. Now I've got a feel for what we can do here.
Now they're clearing the streets, and if you don't get out of here quickly, you might be in trouble.
Yeah, no, they're making sure that people stay on the sidewalks. Please do that, because the roads are now opening up, which means that cars are going to be flowing freely along our streets again, and want to make sure that we don't end up in tragedy at the end of the 51st Patriots Day parade here in Laguna Beach, California. Going to hand you back to the studio.
Okay.
And for more generational alt rock music, I think John Ford is there waiting for us to go back to normal programming here on the radio. So hopefully John is there. I'm going to say, John, in about 10 seconds time, you can switch it over. As soon as I say goodbye, we'll do that. So thanks again for listening, and thanks, Billy, for doing this with us.
Thank you, Jason. Great time.
Want to thank
Do it again next
Corey
year.
Sparkle and his team
Yes.
for doing the
Sparkle Films.
videography today. That video will be online eventually on YouTube, and we'll obviously be talking about it on the air on KX 93.5. Thanks again, and have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.